So does stats matter if you want to get into MIT? Like, this is the title of my video, you already have read it, that's why you are here. So very warm welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Emmanuel Javed. So any further ado, let's dive into MIT. So graduation rate of MIT is 93%, the acceptance rate of MIT is 7%. But for the transfer students, for spring, the acceptance rate is like 3%, and for fall, the acceptance rate is 5%. In spring, only the US residents or the US citizens can only apply in spring, but for fall, international students can also apply. And the acceptance rate for spring is 3%, as I've already told, and for fall it is 5%. Now if we look into the ranking of MIT, it is ranked 1 according to QS ranking, and it is ranked number 2 according to the US news ranking. So my video is purely about stats. I'll not be discussing about any extracurricular activities that you need to get into MIT. I'll be just clearing, do we really need perfect scores to get into MIT? Do you need any like national achievements or like Olympiad or something to get into MIT, or it is fine if you don't have perfect scores? So let's dive into it. So whatever I'll be getting it, what information I'll be giving, whatever information I'll be giving on this channel will all be from the website of MIT, and I'll put the link into the description as well. And anything which I've already said is from Google. I've taken this stats from Google for your help, and I've already told that from which rankings I'm quoting from. Like I'm quoting from QS ranking and US news ranking. So now let's talk about, does stats matter if you want to get into MIT? According to MIT, they believe in holistic admissions. Now what does word holistic means? We already have we have seen a lot that they talk about like our admission process is holistic. Holistic means they'll be looking at everything. They'll be looking at your stats, they will be looking at your extracurriculars, they will be looking at how you've helped your community, like what you have done for community, right? How your community has, what advantaged, what benefits, or like how you have served your community, right? And there is like it's completely on merit. Like they look for everything. Like holistic admission means they see everything. So now on your screens you can see it. They have written, it is important to understand that these numbers do not determine our admission process, but are the result of our process. In our holistic admission process, we consider qualifications like test scores, but we also care deeply about factors like you match with MIT. So you can see there that on their website they're saying like they don't believe in perfect scores, but these scores come, or they have extracted these scores like when they were doing holistic review of an applicant, right? So now let's start. Now on your screens you can see the admission stats for the class of 2024, and you can see that the first year class profile is as following. The first year applications were 20,075, right? Like almost 20,000 people applied to MIT, and out of which the students who got admitted were 1,447. So you can see the percentage admitted is like 7.3%. Now does it really mean that they have perfect scores? No. All of the students like who have like almost like they have admitted like 1,500 students, let's say. So these 1,500 students don't have a GPA of a 4.0, and they all are not valedictorians. They don't have distinctions, or like they don't have national achievements. Like few of them might have, but the main thing is that all of them are not having like they don't have like national level achievements or international level achievements. So in early action means that you will be applying in MIT as an early action. Like early action means like where you really want to go. It's your dream school. Like you should do the school that MIT or like any other place you're applying to in early action is your dream school, and you really want to go in it. This means like this is what actually early action means. So in early action we can see like almost 9,293 applications were received, and out of them 687 students were admitted. So deferred to regular action almost like 6,936 students, and other deferred applications admitted during regular action. Like this means like the people who applied during early action but they did not get in, but afterwards when they applied in regular action they got in, and those were only like 238 students who got in. Then in regular action there were like 10,782 applicants who applied in regular action applicants. Again आप लोग देख सकते हो यहाँ पे कितना competition, the competition is really very high. और इसका बिल्कुल मतलब नहीं है कि इनके स्टैट्स जो थे वो फुल थे, लाइक दे वर हैविंग अ जीपीए ऑफ 4.0 और ये सब जो थे वैलेडिक्टोरियंस थे, दे वर द टॉपर्स ऑफ देयर क्लास. इट इज नॉट द केस. And we can see that the total considered during regular action were 17,718. Now this is like, this figure is, they are like combining the number of students who got rejected from early action, from early action, like those who applied in early action but they were rejected, but they are again applying in regular action. So regular action admissions were like 770. So you can see like 17,000 ने अप्लाई किया, जिसमें से 770 एक्सेप्ट हुए थे, सही, और जितने लोगों को वेट लिस्ट किया गया था they were like 621 students were वेट लिस्टेड. और जितने 621 वेट लिस्ट हुए थे उसमें से कितनों को एडमिशन मिला? The one who got admission, like they were on wait list and then they got accepted, were zero. Like no one. All of them did not get admission. This means like applicants offered a place on the wait list was 621 and number admitted from the wait list was zero. Like they accepted no one. Now the US citizens and permanent residents who applied were 15,926, and out of those only 1,315 were accepted, and the number of international students who applied were 4,149, out of which admitted were 142. So you can see like competition बहुत ज़्यादा है, like many people from all, students from all across the globe are applying. So definitely there were like 4,149 international students जिन्होंने apply किया था. They might be from China, India, or like UK, like from anywhere from the world. They haven't told about the geography, but you can see like from international students perspective that 4,149 students applied. Now the main thing which we are going to see is distribution of SAT scores, which is like completely like talking about mathematics section of SAT score. So like 1,081 students who got a score between 750 to 800 got accepted. This doesn't mean that all of them who had an 800 in math section were accepted, but the 10% of the whole applicants pool, the 10% who had like 750 to 800 score, like जिनका score 750 से 800 के दरमियान था, they got accepted, and the rest you can see on your screens like 700 to 740, only 1% was accepted. So उधर competition है, like although you need high stats but you don't need perfect scores. Obviously those students who are applying with perfect scores, they also have like something which really inspired the admission officer that he agreed to give them admission. You're getting like, I hope like you are getting like what I'm trying to say. आपके पूरे stats होने ज़रूरी नहीं है, लेकिन जिन बच्चों के admission हुए उनके stats भी थे और उन्होंने extra curricular activities पे भी ध्यान दिया था. Getting? और next comes distribution of SAT score according to like English reading and writing portion of this. English reading and writing portion. So English reading और writing portion आप लोग अपनी screens पे देख सकते हैं कि 11% were accepted who had like 750 to 800 score, and rest, now 1100 were accepted who had like a score of 750 to 800, and then there were 7% who got accepted who had a score of like 700 to 770, and there was only 1% who had like a score of less than 600. So this means that you have a chance to get accepted even if you did not do very well on English reading and writing portion. It doesn't mean that you need to have like an 800 in English reading and writing portion to get accepted into MIT, but it really means that you need to have a good score so that they can consider you as a competitive applicant for the admission in MIT. So now let's talk about distribution of ACT scores. So distribution of ACT scores is like the 10% students were accepted who had a score between 34 and 36. So this means like if you have a higher chance if you have like perfect scores, but it doesn't mean that if you have like perfect score you will be going into MIT. They'll see like a lot of things. As I've already told, that the admission process is holistic, and holistic means that they'll be watching everything, like they'll be looking for everything. They need they don't need an all-rounder, they need a well-rounded applicant. There's a difference between being an all-rounder and being a well-rounded applicant. Like it means that, okay, if you're applying for a math major, then definitely you need to have a good SAT score in maths portion as compared to the English portion. Like getting like where I'm coming from. Like it doesn't mean that if you want to be a math major, you need to have an 800 on your SAT portion of English reading and writing. You can have anywhere like between 700 to 750 or like 650, like between 650 and 700 and still get accepted. And for your AP classes, if you're a bio major or you're a maths major, you need not to have a perfect 5 on your psychology or on your mathematics. Not on your English and reading writing, English literature. There is no need to have a 5 on English literature if you want to get accepted in MIT as a math major. So now the breakdown is like distribution of ACT scores regarding mathematics. So this is covering the maths portion of ACT, and you need to have like 10% of the kids who got accepted into MIT had like 34 to 36 on maths, and this shows that you really need to have a good ACT score in math section if you need to be accepted into MIT. But for like ACT scores in reading, it's like they're accepted, the 1% of students has been accepted who had a score of less than 25. Then in English, there's the same thing. Like if you have a score less than 25 in English section, still you are accepted. And for science section, so the thing is same, like what I already have said, like you can afford to have a lower score in the section which you are not looking to major in, right? If you're looking to major in maths field, you cannot afford to have a low score in maths section, right? So this is all done for like admission stats. Now what I really think like stats do matter. Stats सिर्फ इसलिए matter करते हैं, they'll urge the admission officer to look at to your application and to review it, but stats are not everything. And if you have perfect scores, let's say if you have a 1600 SAT and you have like 36 ACT and you have a GPA of 4.0, still it doesn't matter that you will get into MIT. So this was what I think, and my perspective is you need to be a well-rounded applicant, and you don't need to be an all-rounder. You need to be a well-rounded applicant. Like let's say if you are going for a science major, or if you're going for a bio major, or if you're going for biochemistry major, I feel like you have to be like good in science, and you need to have like, let's say if you want to become a doctor in future, so what you can do is like you can do research, or like you can go for some volunteer work at a hospital, or like you can go for a volunteer work at a clinic. You can show like I have like, or what you can do is that you can show the admission officer that you have created awareness regarding a disease. Let's say heart attack is one of the one of the major diseases in the United States. So you can show the admission officer that you have created the awareness regarding this disease in the community. So this will really attract the admission officer towards you. Or what you can do is, like, you can raise funds for American Heart Association. So you can do these kind of things to attract the admission officer towards yourself. So what I'll say is that stats doesn't matter. Yes, if you have perfect scores, admission officer will really look at your file, but it doesn't mean that you will be accepted. You need to have more than stats to get accepted in a big school like MIT. So this was my take on, does the stats matter if you want to get into MIT. So thank you so much for viewing my video. I'm so sorry I'm speaking from last like 8 minutes, and it's after a long time I'm speaking this much, so I'm really very sorry. So do like and subscribe my YouTube channel, and I'll be coming up with a lot of videos which will be regarding Ivy Leagues and MIT and Stanford. So stay tuned, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video, and God bless you. Take care. Bye bye.